All right, Mark the Shark. Thank you, man, for having me over here. I know you've been stupid busy. You got charters, what do you say, 7 days a week?
Oh, just so much going on. My life is a circus.
Well, I've been wanting to meet with you for a while. First time I met him, and I'm stoked to be here. Killer backyard. And man, I got so many questions for you, and I will probably not all knock it out today, but we'll try to get as much as done as possible. But yeah, man, how'd you get into the charter business? I mean, were you always a boater, always a fisherman, or just kind of?
Well, when I was his age, Crockett, man, how old are you, Crockett? 8?
8?
When I was about 9 or 10, my dad took me fishing on a boat. Never forget that first trip. We caught a little thresher shark in New York. And from then on in, I was like hooked on sharks. I was obsessed with them, like a lot of people are nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And it just skyrocketed. It just took off, you know. And then when the movie came out, Jaws,
yeah.
we were already fishing for sharks full time before that. The movie came out and just exploded, you know, our business. It was a cool ride after that. Yeah, it was nice.
And then you moved down to Florida?
Then we moved to Florida in 1972, I think. And Dad bought a house in Miami Beach, and we fished out of there for a while. Then he bought me my first boat, a little John boat, and from then on in, it was like boats get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and this is the Hatteras I have now.
It's beautiful.
My last one.
Last one?
This was it.
Why do you say that?
And it's just you know, it's not the same anymore. It's different now, and he's almost ready to take over another couple more years, and I can sit back and just answer the phone or do these.
Yeah. And that's got to be so fun to watch him do that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. He loves it. He doesn't like the video games like all his kids in school like, and he wants to get out here and fish and don't go to school. He wants to go fishing. So he's got the knack for it. He loves it.
Well, he's learned from one of the best, man. I mean, I've been following you since I started Qualified Captain. You message me and send me funny stuff all the time. I mean, the stuff you see on the water, I can't imagine.
Oh, we're a magnet for Googans.
And it's gotten worse.
Yeah, every year it's, for some reason, people get stupider, if that's a word. It gets crazy, but it's got good content.
Yeah, it's great content.
You know?
It's how I make a living.
Never run out.
What's the craziest you've seen? I know you've seen a lot, man, but like anything that just really catches your mind that's out of control?
Oh, you got to be more specific than that.
All right,
every day is a challenge, you know.
What I see a lot that blows my mind, specifically down in Florida, is the age of some of these kids that are running like a $600,000 boat with no experience at all. Now Crockett's in a different, he's got experience. You've started him at a young age, and that's like, you know, I support the heck out of that. I don't care how old you are, get them running the boat. But
there's a lot of trust fund kids now. They have $1 million boats. They all have quads on them and everything, and they don't have a clue usually. You know, they just got the money. They got the daddy to buy them new stuff, and they're out there balls to the wall, and you know, disregarding any kind of rules to the road. And when it comes to fishing, they'll run over your lines and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely out of control. It's definitely different than it was years ago.
Now you're out there every day, and I mean, is there been a situation where you've had to save somebody's life on the water, or I mean?
Yeah, we had a few incidents. We had a couple of people capsize boats. I had a guy the other day. We were fishing, and he was out there on the paddle board, and he fell off his paddle board. He didn't know how to swim. I can't make this shit up. Right? He didn't know how to swim. He was getting ready to drown because he fell off his paddle board. We rescued him.
Damn.
Yeah.
And this was in the ocean, or was this?
This was in the bay, even. Yeah, this was in the bay. But you know, but a lot of crazy stuff happens, and all the time, especially on the big boat when you're drinking, and mostly people want to catch a shark. So it's
you get magnet. Some interesting people on.
Yeah, it's a magnet for people who just want to go crazy on a boat, you know. And the sharks are just an added bonus. You know? So everybody wants to catch a shark now because everybody's shark crazy.
I mean, you get a lot of shit, and that's why I really wanted to talk to you. And I'm not too educated on sharks. You know way more than me. I mean, it's what you do for a living. It's what you've been doing for a while. Why?
Most people don't know.
No, and a lot of people don't know the good you do for not just the fishing community and people on the water, but outside of that too, on land. You do a lot more. And I don't know why people give you a hard time because
not a lot of people.
No,
not like it used to be years ago.
No, you think it's turning around?
I think it's maybe 10%. It's mostly these activists, these PETA people that don't really have a clue about the real world.
Yeah.
They don't know what we do. They don't know we donate our fish. They don't know that we do a lot of good stuff with the wounded warriors. We do a lot of stuff.
Well, that's why I want to ask you, man. What do you do? First of all, my first question is, what do you have a specific commercial license for any of this, or I mean, are you doing? Obviously, you're doing everything by the books, but what do you do with the dead sharks?
Well, the sharks. I mean, a lot of these scientists. I work with a lot of researchers. They'll give me special permits to catch endangered or protected sharks,
Mm-hmm.
and in order for me to give them the sample so they can study the sharks. It makes sense. We work hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
That's been going on for years. We tag so many sharks a year. I mean, I probably tag more sharks than any sport fishing captain in the world. And people behind the scenes, like the NOAA people, they appreciate what we do.
I believe it.
And nobody knows about all that behind the scenes stuff. They just think Mark the Shark's out there killing sharks indiscriminately, hanging them up, taking a picture. He's a big egomaniac. They don't know the behind the scenes. And it's nothing like that at all.
No.
And I don't really care what they think because they can think what they want. We already know we do good. We're doing good for everybody. We work with all this big scientists.
You work with a lot of universities too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. We supply a lot of, like, we do our autopsies. And a lot of
our autopsies, Crockett's out there doing it.
The little baby sharks come out of there. These researchers want to study them.
Yeah.
You know?
I think, so I'm going to compare this to an issue out west, and it's kind of controversial of mountain lions. You know, I mean, there's a pretty high population of them, and wolves too. They're really protected, and there's a lot of people that say, well,
shouldn't be.
Well, you got to have some kind of predator control, right? No matter what environment it is, and I think there's not really any we don't know how many sharks there are. I don't care how much study you. The ocean's massive, right?
You don't know.
And just from my experience and people I've talked to, like I said, I'm not a shark guy. But I keep seeing more and more, and I talk to my buddies who are commercial fishermen, and they're just like, man, it's totally changed in the past even 5 years.
Because there's no commercial fishing for them now.
Is that what it is?
That's big time. That's a big negative. As far as the shark population, I've never seen more sharks ever.
Yeah.
Now, and the sharks that we do catch are starving to death.
Really?
Yes, we do our autopsies. The last couple of years, the sharks that we do, empty. Their stomachs are empty. That's a red flag.
Yeah.
All these sharks are normally deep water. They're coming in shallower, looking for food. Most of the fishermen are catching the snappers and groupers in shallow water, so they're eating their fish. And everybody's pissed off about the sharks eating their fish. They can't get a fish up anymore.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah. It's never been like that, never.
I got a couple of friends in Australia, and they said it's so damn bad there that, you know.
You got to start, at least have
some kind of predator control, right?
Yeah, because otherwise they'll just take over, and they're doing it right now. They're taking over the ocean now.
Is that why you think is that why NOAA's been all over the place with grouper, red snapper, even hogfish? They shut down hogfish by us for a little while.
There's just so many regulations now.
Yeah.
It's stupid, all these regulations, and they're totally
backwards.
They're not toward the real world. I mean, where do these guys get this information from? Behind a computer screen? Go out there, and these commercial fishermen will tell you. It's nothing like that out there. I mean, it's a totally different world.
You're out there 7 days a week.
Every day.
People, they need, and I like that they, they got you out there, tagging, and I mean, you visually see it.
Yeah, I see the changes over the years, and every year it gets a little different, but this year, with the sharks especially, and the autopsies that we've done, these sharks are coming up empty.
That's interesting. I never thought of that.
It's a red flag. Hey, man, there's something going on. It's not normal.
Yeah.
I mean,
what shark in particular?
Well, a lot of the hammerheads, empty. The bull sharks, empty. The only sharks that we catch that have anything in them is usually the tigers, and they have the turtles in them.
That's all they have. They only have turtles.
Just turtles, and nothing like
Now,
any other kind of fish in there.
You would think that's
weird.
a red flag too. I mean, if people are so worried about the turtles, you know.
Yeah, I know. I try to save the turtles by killing the tigers, you know.
Let me, is there any shark in particular that you are very conservative about, you know?
Well, the makos, they're on the list now. You're not allowed to kill those now.
You used to be able to eat them.
Oh yeah, they're great eating. I
Mm.
mean, most of the sharks that we catch are eaten. And if you keep them on ice, prepare them the right way, most of the sharks are excellent eating.
Mm-hmm.
Mako, especially, the big eye threshers are great. And tigers are really good. I've had people call me for tiger steaks all the time. Hey, can we get some tiger steaks from you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of the sharks are good, but the secret is keep them on ice, prepare them right away.
Yeah,
And,
right away. Yeah.
Yeah, right away. Yeah.
What do you, I see a lot on your Instagram that you help out the homeless locally. Well, it was in Miami. Do you cover most of these counties down in South Florida?
We've been doing that for years at the Camillus house. Now we're doing the Broward house. We, after our autopsy, we stake them up, put them on ice, we bring them over there in the morning. And everybody loves us over there because, again, those shark meat, the steaks are great. And everybody that's homeless, especially, they're very thankful about all that.
Like I said, I'm not a shark guy. I don't want to sound like an idiot on the camera, but why is there not a commercial fishery for it?
Well, there was years ago.
Yeah.
And then the sharks became depleted, according to NOAA. But now, over the last 15, 20 years, they've come back big time in numbers. So now we got to do something to get the numbers down so we can catch a fish once in a while. I mean, it just makes sense.
It does. It does. I mean, it's then they wonder why there's no gags or any of this. You
exactly. Snappers, everything. You can't even get an amberjack up with a tuna, especially a tuna now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the tuna, they love tunas. You go on the hump now, you're jigging for tunas, and 90% of them are getting eaten by sharks. They're
Really?
just waiting for a tuna to get hooked.
Look at this iguana. He hasn't moved since you put him on there.
Hey, buddy.
Do you
saw him the other day?
Do you think they're going to open anything up?
I think it's a long shot. Once they shut it down, it's hard to reopen. But something's got to be done. Maybe have some tournaments or something like that once in a while.
Now I get videos and people reach out to me for shark tournaments. What are they fishing for?
Usually the sharks.
Yeah, but what species in particular? I mean, what are they legally allowed to kill?
Well, I mean, the only thing is you're not allowed to kill here in Florida, the sandbars, the lemon sharks, and
Dusky?
the dusky sharks.
He knows it all.
So he knows those three things. Other than that, and a lot of them are protected in state waters, but not protected in federal.
Mm.
So if you didn't know what I do, a lot of people saying, you know, Mark the shark is killing an endangered species. In state waters, that shark, like a hammerhead, is protected, not allowed to kill him. In federal waters, which is only 3 miles out, everything is fine. You can kill him. So when people say you're doing something illegal, it's not true. And why would I even publicize a shark that's illegally caught? I mean, you know, it doesn't make any sense. But like I said, most people don't really know the laws.
I think people think that you're just the bad guy and you're out to kill all sharks, but that's the complete opposite. You love sharks. I mean,
I love sharks, and once in a while, I kind of root for the shark on the rod. You know, if I get some angler that doesn't really deserve to catch it, and he catches something big, and I kind of root for him a little bit. You know, I have a soft spot. It's a fine line.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not doing anything illegal, and if anything, you're actually helping the community. And which I don't get. What started all this controversy between, you know, people fishing for sharks, and then all of a sudden, did NOAA come out and say, hey, these numbers are really low? Well, were they actually low?
Yeah. And originally they were low.
Mm-hmm.
When the commercial guys would go out there and longliners, they'd kill, you know, thousands a set. But now it's changed. It's totally different now. They've come back. It doesn't take a shark to get into maturity. A couple of 5, 6 years, it's ready to reproduce and everything. So give it 20 years and you've got like 3 generations of sharks now that nobody catches anymore.
And they reproduce like, well, at least the hammerheads, when I watch you cleaning them, they look like they reproduce like crazy.
Hammerheads average about 20, 25. Tigers about 30, 35.
And what predator do they have?
None.
Yeah.
No, the sharks, that's about it.
Yeah. What is the biggest shark you've caught?
White sharks.
Yeah.
They caught 2 this year here.
2 whites?
Yeah. They caught 2 this year, and that's something different too. We never used to see white sharks here.
What do you do with the whites? Do they?
We tag them.
Yeah, I figured you tag them.
Those are protected.
Yeah, I figured.
Why? I have no idea.
Who do you work with that? Just local?
Just NOAA.
No, okay.
Yeah, National Marine Fisheries.
See, people don't know you do this stuff.
National Marine Fisheries, NOAA, all the scientists, they know me for years. I worked with the original taggers, Jack Casey, Stillwell, Sonny Gruber, all those are big names in the industry, you know. And I worked with all of those guys for years and years.
What weight we talking? Just
over 2,000.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
The last one we caught was about 1,500. And one of my deckhands actually jumped in. We had him in the boat. Next to the boat, I had him.
Yeah.
And he jumped in and got some good underwater video.
I believe it.
Really cool. And we let that one go. We swam away fine, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really cool. I mean, but that's something different. Everything is changing now. The currents out here are changing. The water temperature is changing. Everything is different than it was a couple of years ago. So there's a lot of weird red flags going on here, you know.
Red flags in too many sharks or just a lot of...
Too many sharks is one of them. And currents are changing. We don't have a lot of north current here anymore.
Has the fishing been good or bad?
Really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody will tell you, any commercial fisherman will tell you. I've never seen it.
Crockett told me.
Yeah, I've never seen it this bad. And every year, there's less and less and less because of overfishing, man. And especially here where I'm at, it's just so many boats. It's
a new hobby. I mean, COVID, at least from what I remember before I took on qualified captain, COVID that's what really grew my brand, you know, and everybody bought boats
exactly.
And thought they knew how to fish, thought that it was going to be cool, thought they would like it, and realized this sucks.
Those same people are actually selling their boat now.
Yeah.
Because they know boats cost money.
Yeah.
Dockage, fuel, insurance, hurricanes. It's not fun unless you use it a lot. Like we use it probably 350 days a year.
That's nuts.
It's crazy, but we use it every day. It's our life. Most of these people down my canal, I very rarely see anybody using a boat.
That to me blows my mind. When I worked at the marina, I remember seeing these boats sit on the dry stacks. I'm just like, man, you paying all this money, you're not using it.
It's unbelievable.
I try to use the piss out of my boat.
Yeah, I mean, why you buy a boat for? You're not going to use it. The best thing to do is just charter then.
Yeah.
Just call me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
305-759 Jaws.
There it is. I'll never forget this video. I watch it still to this day and crack up. You had this mako chasing that sailfish.
Oh, that was a couple years ago. Yeah. My first mate, he passed away. He was murdered, actually.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, but we had this mako on. We had a sailfish on. We're fighting a sailfish for 20 minutes, and the mako came up to him, and he kept missing. They kept missing him. And finally, he almost jumped in the cockpit. We got it all on video.
Oh,
I'm sure you saw it. And then the sailfish broke away. He caught the line and broke the line. I threw a big tuna fish out, and we caught the mako. We eventually caught the mako, which was about 11 feet long. That was a cool video.
The video was hilarious though, because
had the girl in there, and everything in there you wanted to see for a cool video.
And then your mate, I feel, or whoever, I think it was your client. He looked so confused, and you're just like,
what happened? You looked at me and go, what? Shut up and grab a shark bait. Get that shark bait in the water, you fucking Googan.
That had me cracking up, man, and it looked crazy. And
rest in peace, all those guys in that video.
No, all of them? What?
Yeah, man. This has been a couple bad years for us as far as
I'm sorry to hear
help. It's hard to get anybody good to help now.
Damn.
The new generation, they
don't want to work.
No, they don't know a lot about fishing.
Half of them, you can't even have a conversation with them without them looking at their phone.
Right, they're YouTuber guys. They know everything from watching somebody else's experiences, But it's hard, If you find somebody good, you can train. But the new generation now, it's kind of scary, They don't want to work. They don't know that it's not just fishing. It's down there changing the oil. It's down there taking the tampons out of the head. It's down there doing everything. Fishing is 10% of what we do.
Yeah.
Everything's behind the scenes.
Yep.
But they don't know about that. They just think about the glory, catching a big fish and going home and hanging a flag up.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. I still have hope though. I think you got kids like him,
There's not a lot of kids like him.
No.
That's a problem.
No. There is hope, I think. I've met a lot of kids like Crockett, and I think
you're in the industry, though. You see the best of the best.
And I don't get to see what you see every day.
You see the best of the best. So
you see
professionals.
Yeah.
And their kids.
Yeah.
You're not dealing with idiots. You're not interviewing idiots.
No, and it's not the kid's fault.
No, it's not.
You know?
Most of these kids don't only have one parent, and it's a tough world to live with one parent. And you're always working. It's totally different. The family is different now.
I want to get more involved with, I like to fish. I like to spearfish and dive a lot. But I want to get more involved with, I talk to people at ICAST, and we might do something similar, but like train younger kids to run a boat and know boating safety.
That'd be cool.
There's all these fishing seminars there, which are great, but not one of them's got to, how to tie a knot, how to tie a cleat hitch, how to start a boat.
He has a fishing class now.
Does he?
We just started. I'm heading the whole thing for his class.
Oh, awesome.
Teaching the kids how to do knots, teach them how to cast. The running the boat is something different. We have to, put that on the side for now.
But there needs to be something there.
Eventually, yeah. But learning how to tie a knot and learning just what to do when you catch a fish, how to hold a rod, just the fundamentals, the kindergarten stuff.
And then once you get a little bit older, where he's at now, maybe a little bit older than that, safety, like what to do. My thing is I want to start teaching people what to do when shit hits the fan. Like, what's going to be your first reaction?
Don't panic.
Yeah. Well, everybody thinks they know, and I'm speaking for somebody I've never had anything traumatic happen to me, but I'm always thinking worst case scenario. I mean, you have to. And how are you going to react?
You got to be calm.
Yeah.
You can't lose your head because you're in charge. You're the captain, man. If you lose control, if you lose composure, the other people are going to freak out.
Yeah.
And you're going to lose everything.
Yeah.
So you got to be in control. You got to be stronger than everybody else. And I try to instill that in him. Don't panic. Don't freak out. If something happens, you are in control. You can do this.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I think he'll learn how to do that.
Yeah. I noticed a lot of people that I've spoke to that have been through traumatic incidents, and they'll be honest with me, and I appreciate their honesty, and I think it's helping other people to just speak straight up, say, hey, we just got complacent,
Yeah.
And very, very skilled captains been on the water just as long as you, but it can happen to anybody.
It can happen to anybody. Like maybe the boat hits something, and water's coming in the boat, and it's sinking. What do? You got to stop the bleeding, first, and then everything else will fall in place. But priorities too.
Yeah.
So you can't lose your head.
No,
you can't. You got to keep calm and keep cool. You're in charge.
Yep. Have you ever had anything that?
I've had a lot of those things.
I bet anything come to mind.
And usually I have good deckhands that will help. Experienced deckhands. Right now, I don't have too much experience with deckhands because my other guys passed away. But mostly it's me right now. So I try to train somebody new and tell them, hey, we got this under control. The boat might be sinking. Let's stop this. And I think the kids know now. The one I'm training right now is pretty good.
Hey, you seem like a cool dude.
Yeah. It takes time.
Yeah. What is there any story that comes to mind though that you've dealt with? No, whether it doesn't even need to be you. I mean, it's maybe your client on board.
I've had guys.
Maybe advice for a charter captain or somebody that wants to become a charter captain. What would you say?
Well, I mean, you have a lot of these charter guests that come on the boat and they just think they can go out there and just get trashed, drunk, and you're on a boat, man. You got to be 100% on the boat.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never drank a beer on a boat in my life. You got to be 100% because so many things can happen to you. So many accidents can happen, especially what we do with the sharks and all the hooks and just so many bad things can go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So number one is the alcohol.
Oh, I see. That's the number one call.
The number one. I mean, whenever you have a boating accident, they say alcohol could be involved. No, it couldn't be. It's 99% involved.
100%, yeah.
Because people are just out there drinking and they don't care,
And it's hot. They're sweating,
Sure,
they don't realize it.
But you're on a boat still, and there's a lot of things that can happen bad.
Well, you can't just go hop on an ambulance and go to the hospital.
Exactly.
So, but as a captain, I mean, you got to know unfortunately, like, you got to figure out how to solve the problem. You know, I mean, you're in charge, like you said.
We had a guy bit by a shark a few years ago. He wanted to take a picture of a big bull shark. I said, watch out, he's still alive. We had him in the boat. He kneeled down, and the bull shark grabbed him by the arm. And fortunately, the bull shark let go. Normally they won't. He let go, so I had to get a tourniquet. I had to get it because he was bleeding to death. He would have been gone.
Really? Wow.
I put a tourniquet on him. I called my Coast Guard friends on the radio. They came out and they air vac him to the hospital. And they did an interview with the guy. Coming out of the hospital, he goes, "Oh, I had a great time. Mark the Shark is awesome and everything." The next day, I get a letter from the lawyer.
No way.
Yeah.
Saying what?
Some lawyer saw him on TV, say, "Hey, I could sue this captain for you getting bit." Well, anyway, that's Miami. Welcome to Miami. It's a sue capital of the
Miami's
world.
bad.
Yeah, Miami's bad. Yeah.
I
hope it doesn't happen often, but that was recently.
That's annoying.
But you know, you get people on the boat. They want to have a good time, but they take it to the extreme. You know, sometimes.
Some of these people probably have never been fishing in their life.
No, 90% of my clients never.
No.
Never been held a rod.
Yeah.
And we got to teach them everything A to Z. You know, it's kind of frustrating because you come on the boat, you want to go fishing, but they want to catch a monster fish, but they don't even know how to hold a rod.
I see it all the time.
You know, you get fucking just the fundamentals, kindergarten shit.
Now, you know, it's funny, man, because a lot of people follow you and they laugh, but I think all your clients at the end of the day, whether they know or not, they all end of the day with a good time. You know,
Oh yeah, they want to be
people are always
recorded.
like, "Oh, Mark's just making fun of them." That's not true. I feel like that all
That's a show. It's all.
you'll have a good time.
They expect that. My clients expect me to rude them out.
Yeah.
They even say, "Hey, if I throw up, can you video me?" You know, it's like, yeah, no problem, man. You know, even though I got deleted for that because Instagram considers me videotaping them bullying. So that's why I have to get your consent. You got to give me a thumbs up, and you guys, I have your consent to video me throwing up. Then it's okay.
But I mean,
but it's
at the end of the day, it's all laughs. They've all had a good time.
99% of people, they take it back home and they watch the video and they're all laughing over it. But,
Yeah.
You know, but you can't make everybody happy.
No.
You know?
Instagram can be weird. They
Yeah,
shut me down
yeah.
for a little while. They shut me down because I had, what did I show? It was, you know, we share some gruesome stuff.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to kind of wake people up. And I had one guy that fell off a bow.
Awareness, man. Yeah.
I told myself when I left my job that I gotta use this content that we get sent every day to show people this. People message me, they're like, "I never thought this kind of stuff could happen on the water." You know,
It's good. I mean, you need people to see what can happen.
Yeah.
And then when they do see it happening, if it happens anything like to them, they'll know how to react. They'll know how to fix it.
And there's so many different things, and I probably sound like a broken record saying this, but there's so many different things out in the water. I mean, it's not just fishing. You got sailing, you got commercial container ships, and
the water it breeds ignorance. You know, because you should have, like you said, you should have everybody that's operating a vessel should have some kind of license or some clue how to run a boat.
What's the law in Florida here? I know in North Carolina, like if you're born before 88 or something, or whatever, it's maybe 89 now, but anyway, you don't need to pass any sort of test.
You don't.
Yeah.
As far as I know, no.
Yeah.
Not even for like a jet ski or anything.
Yeah.
Just, here's a key, go.
It's the only
Crazy.
piece of machinery that you don't need to have any hands-on,
Right.
you know,
Exactly. No
motorcycles,
experience.
forklifts, you got to have something.
Right. Some kind of clue how to run
Somebody
the boat.
could go buy your boat tomorrow. And
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's so ridiculous, but that's the government for you, you know.
I hope I mean, I'm not the kind of guy that wants to put, you know, control everybody and tell them you got to do this, you got to do that. But I see the numbers, I see the deaths all the time.
Right.
They don't publicize that on the news as enough as they should. But
that's negative.
I think things will change. I think we are working on our boating safety course. I told you about that. But
That's nice.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a hands-on training.
That's a great idea, actually. That should explode for you.
I hope so, man. We've been working on it for a while. We're hoping hope if we all gets approved, we should be able to launch it in May.
Man, that's a great idea, man. I hope it goes in every
requirements. We're
you know?
doing something fun with it too, like, you know, once the kid passes, hey, you get your qualified captain certificate now.
That's nice.
You know,
Yeah,
get a
that's
free
cool.
hat or something.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Give them the incentive to do it.
Just like your shirt that you wore the other day, your captain's shirt.
Do you get a lot of people that say anything about qualified captain? I bet you see
Yeah,
it.
all the time. I said, yeah, I know Aaron. He's a great guy, man. No, you know him because your stickers are up on the bridge there, and You know this guy? Yeah, man. He's awesome, man.
Yeah, we're in North Carolina. Everybody tells me I need to move down here, but when I come down here, I'm sorry. I don't.
Man, you'd have so much content down here.
I'd be busy.
You need 2 Instagram accounts.
Yeah,
you need
yeah.
2, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on here. It's just, and most of it's just silliness. It's just.
Well, you've been here for how long? You said about 40 plus years.
I've been in Miami for 40 years when I ran my business out of the Marriott there. And then I came up here.
Any desire to leave or?
Miami?
Or well, just Florida. No. I know you already left Miami.
No, Miami is not the same anymore. It's more like little New York maybe. We came up here, it's more relaxed, you know, the people are a little more respectful and a little more gentle, you know, just environment, the better vibe. But I wouldn't leave Florida, no. I like Florida. Florida is awesome, man.
Florida is awesome.
It is really awesome. And for growing up a kid, you can go out every day. There's no seasons here, really.
Yeah.
He can go out 365 days a year here, you know, which he does. And he's got more experience in 1 year than most of these kids will have a lifetime.
How old are you, Crockett?
8.
And he's running a boat better than...
Yeah, with 90% of people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even touch the wheel. I'm not allowed to. If I touch the wheel, it's like, you're a Googan. You almost ran over that person over there. And so, okay, sorry, here's the wheel.
All right, we got Crockett Man here. If you guys have been following Mark the Shark, he's got his son's page, Crockett. What is your Instagram page? Crockett Man?
The real Crockett.
The real Crockett, that's right. And man, I've been following you, and I'm telling you what, you can drive a boat better than 95% of the people I've seen on the water. How old are you?
8.
Okay, and how long have you been driving a boat?
Since I was 3.
3? And tell me how it got started. Did you feel comfortable driving the boat? Did Dad just hand you the wheel, or did Dad show you everything?
My dad showed me how to drive when I was 3.
3 years old? What'd you find out that was the hardest part about driving a boat?
Nothing.
Nothing? What?
You mean the hardest to drive a boat?
No, like, what's the hardest part about driving a boat? When you come up to the dock, or avoiding all the idiots that are out there?
Yeah.
Avoiding all the idiots? Yeah, what do you see?
Like, I saw, like, there's no wake. Now there's, like, manatee zone and all that stuff. People are going fast.
And it's not.
Every time that I say slow down, and then they don't listen.
And they don't even probably know what a manatee is.
Yeah.
Yeah. When is the manatee season? Is it now?
Yeah, now until March 31st.
March 31st?
Yeah.
So tell everybody a little bit about the manatee zones and what does that mean?
So, like, you cannot go fast because of manatees, because if you kill a manatee from the prop, you get, like, arrested.
Do you really? Yeah. Yeah, no, it makes sense. I see people that don't have a clue of that there's all these zones, and that's something it's not even really their fault. I think nobody trains them like your dad does, or trains you. You know, you're really lucky to have somebody like him that can do all that. I see videos of your dad just hanging out on the boat, and you're running the boat. You're the captain. You ever feel nervous, or do you have total confidence?
Total confidence.
You have to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of boat do you got?
A Mako.
Yeah.
1995.
Nice. What's the name of the boat?
Got him on.
Got him on?
On the side.
I love it. What was I gonna say? How far do you take the boat with your dad? Do you guys
2 miles, like from the bay, or sometimes like on the buoy next to the ocean. Sometimes we go over there to troll. Sometimes, yeah.
Nice. How do you feel when you dock the boat? Is that the hardest part coming up here? I mean, it looks like a tight little spot. Does Dad move the boat back for you at all, or do you have to put it right there?
Yeah, so like when I get the line, so my dad just drives a little bit when he docks it. So sometimes I dock it too, and I just get that rope and then tie it up.
Do you know how to tie all the knots, cleat hitches, and all that?
Yeah.
Man, we're gonna start something here soon. I'm gonna figure it out, and maybe I can help me, and we'll have a little seminar together, and we'll invite all your friends and other people that you don't know, and we'll have you help me train them. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Now, what's up with the iguana? What's he doing right now? We all forgot about this iguana sitting here.
He's just chilling.
Yeah?
Yeah. They usually run when you like when you just do nothing. Go. When he wants to chill.
You guys catch him every day?
Yeah.
So
when like the sun comes up, like the iguanas run, because now there's no sun, so that's why.
So you guys do it in the morning or in the evening?
So like sometimes in the afternoon, and after that we come back from the evening.
How do you catch them?
Like we have this invention called the wizard wrencher, and we have this little hole, and then we put them on the neck, and then just.
I see it all the time.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more question for you. I got two, actually. One, what's your favorite shark, and what's your favorite shark to catch?
My favorite shark is a tiger, and my favorite shark to catch?
Yeah, what's your favorite one to catch and fish for?
You mean a fish or a shark?
I mean, I'm shark, I'm sorry.
Okay. I like to catch tigers.
Tigers?
Yeah, same.
What are the strongest?
Bull sharks, great whites, and tigers. Good.
Now you got me thinking fish. Now, on the other end, what's your favorite fish to catch?
Fish? I like to catch snook and tarpon.
Snook and tarpon?
Yeah.
Catch them right around here?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I caught one over there next to a big boat.
Love it. All right, now I want to see this, Drew. Can you hand me this? Do you guys clean all these jaws here? Is this something you did?
Yeah, I caught that.
You caught that? Yeah. What is it, tiger? Looks like a tiger.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Tell me the process. How do you do all this? How do you clean it? How do you make it look like that?
So we just get all the skin off from the, like a tiny knife, and then we.
I'm gonna hand it to you. You can show us all.
Get all the meat off.
Yep.
Scrape it off, and then we do like the ring. We scrape it off from the ring, the whole ring. And then when all the meats come off, when you're done with all of it, you just put it in the block side.
Okay.
And then for like a couple of days, you get it back up and get the tiny, tiny little pieces.
And then really, I mean, it's beautiful. Doesn't even smell. You did a good job. How much did this one weigh, do you know?
Like 1,000 pounds.
It's a big tiger shark. Bunch of turtles in the stomach?
Yeah, there's like a big whole turtle. Yeah.
Yeah, I see you do all the autopsies and help your dad out every day. Now, Dad, I heard him say that you're going to take over this boat one day.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to it? When do you think you're ready? Soon?
Probably 18.
When you turn 18? Man, I'm looking forward to watching you. I think you're learning from one of the best, and I'm stoked you're able to come on here. And Mark, man, you've raised an amazing kid, and like I said, I appreciate you having us on here. This has been, when can I come fishing? I guess that's the question.
Anytime.
Anytime? All right, man.
Making me warm, honey.
Yeah, we got to do that. Maybe we'll come.
On the little boat, yeah.
Let's do it.
Like we can catch this.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Get 'em on!